Welcome to Yoga Basics Episode 4, where we will be working on lunges today. So ways to get in and out, different variations, modifications you can make in order to accommodate your specific body. So I recommend you have a blanket or a pillow or cushion if you know you have sensitive knees, because we will be on them a fair amount. Just have that close by if you think that's something that you might need today. So if you're not already seated on your feet and knees, then go ahead and take this position. If it doesn't work for you, if your knees are super tight or sensitive, any comfortable seated position will work. And just go ahead and bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bow your head towards your heart. And just take a moment here to thank yourself for getting on the mat today. Whether you move through this practice or just sit there and watch me, it doesn't matter. You got here. And that is half the battle. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head. Turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Inhale towards the center and then turn towards the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Take your hands, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, bow your head and bow your spine, lean forward. And then inhale, stretch all the way up, look up at your hands, pull your palms up even as you draw your shoulders down and back. And then exhale, just one more time, pressing the center of your spine towards the wall behind you. Press your palms out in front of you. Inhale your palms up towards the sky. And then exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Take your right hand, place it on the outside of your left thigh. Take your left arm and fold it behind you like you were going to take a bow. So my left finger's over here by my right waistline. And then just slowly drawing your shoulders back, start to rotate towards your left. Any amount's fine. It doesn't have to be a big, huge twist, but just rotate gently. And then maybe even glance out over that left shoulder. So just checking in to make sure that your breath is moving smoothly here, that your belly is engaged, those abdominals are working just slightly. And then notice my left shoulder in particular will start creeping up here, wants to come forward. See if you can roll those shoulders down and back. So as much as this is about rotation of the spine and just getting the body warmed up, it's also about opening the chest and allowing freedom of movement. And in any pose, getting our bodies into an optimal posture. And then inhale, reach your arms up to center. And then as you exhale, same thing, opposite side. This time your left hand will come to the outside of your right thigh. Wrap that right arm behind you. Take a little bow. And then rotate gently towards the right, pulling the belly in, drawing the spine up straight, and then rolling those shoulders back, keeping the chest open here. And if it's comfortable on your neck, glancing out over that right shoulder. Take a couple of deep breaths here. On your next inhale, sweep both hands up towards the center. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your palms forward. Turn sideways on your mat so you're on your hands and knees. So if you know you need that blanket, go ahead and put it in the center of your mat. You could have it open big like this if you've got a blanket, or if you need more padding than that, you can fold it into quarters or even a little bit smaller than that. So I'm just going to go the width of my mat because I'm feeling like I want something a little extra cushy today. I ran for the first time in a couple of weeks today and my legs feel terrible because I'm completely inconsistent with it. So if any of you are like me, I feel your pain. All right, so hands and knees, you're gonna have your wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. If you've watched any of the other beginner videos, you have seen this alignment multiple times. We're just gonna run through a couple rounds of cat and cow to start moving the breath, moving the body, warming up the spine. So as you inhale, reach the crown of your head and tailbone up. Welcome, Jasper, my lovely assistant. As you exhale, bring the center of your spine up towards the sky. Inhale, crown of the head, tailbone up, roll your shoulders down and back. Exhale, center of your spine towards the sky, bow your head. And just take a couple more rounds working with your own breath, inhaling as you draw the crown of the head and tailbone up. Exhaling as you draw the center of the spine up like a Halloween cat. Take one more round, one inhale and one exhale. And then find a neutral spine. So no big curve one way or another. The abdominals are drawn in and engaged here to help support your low back. And then we're gonna take the right foot and we're gonna step it up between the fingertips. Now, some of you are gonna look at me and be like, that woman's crazy, I can't do that. That's fine. I don't care if you take one step or if you take like 100 tiny steps or if you take your right hand and place that foot up. Doesn't matter how you get there, okay? But you want your toes in line with the tips of your fingers, okay? 1 step, 1,000 steps, doesn't matter. No gold stars. You're all winners in my book. All right, so I've got my fingertips and my toes in one straight line, and then I'm gonna tuck my back toes, and I'm gonna slide that knee back. So if you're using a blanket, you might wanna slide that blanket back. It depends on if you got the right placement in the beginning, which I did not. So then once I've got that knee pretty far back, because I don't wanna be on the kneecap back here, I wanna be on this fleshy part right above the knee, okay? That will help protect it and it'll be a lot more comfortable, I promise. So now I'm in this low runner's lunge, okay? So I've got very little stress on my joints here, and I've got a lot of support because I've got my back knee, my front foot, and all 10 fingers down on the mat. So the first thing I'm gonna do before I go any further or try any other variations of my lunge is I'm gonna make sure this front knee stays directly over my ankle. If it's way back here, you're gonna put undue stress on your ankle and on the back leg. If I've got it way far forward, now I'm putting undue pressure on my knee and I'm putting it in a position of vulnerability, okay? So we always wanna stay in this nice alignment, keeping the knee and the ankle in one straight line in order to protect our joints. So I can stay right here in a runner's lunge. All I'm gonna do is work towards rolling my shoulders back and opening my chest. And this might be as far as I go in my lunge, okay? If I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this, I might just rise up. So I'm still in a low lunge. I still have my front knee over my front ankle, but now I'm able to get a little more freedom in my upper body. I've let go of that extra stability of my fingertips, and I'm just keeping them either rested on my front thigh or maybe down by the sides, or possibly even up overhead. So maybe play with it and see where you're comfortable. Don't fall out of it like I almost just did. All right, so then as you exhale, bring your fingertips back down to either side of that front foot. Tuck the back toes, okay? So this is our first transition that you will see quite a lot in a yoga class. I'm gonna lift up that back knee and I'm gonna step this right foot back to downward facing dog. So again, it might be super graceful and you just take that one beautiful step and here you are in downward dog. It might take a couple of steps. You might stub your toe along the way. All of these are part of the learning process and part of getting where you're going. So it's not necessarily gonna be beautiful or perfect the very first time, but that's okay. So just taking a couple breaths here in downward facing dog, rolling those shoulders out and away from your ears, letting the heels reach down towards the floor. Whether or not they touch is irrelevant. Pulling the belly in and up, pressing the chest back towards the thighs, And then, of course, always making sure that those abdominals are engaged so that we're protecting the low back and we're working from a place of strength and stability in all of our poses. So now I'm going to inhale up my left leg, opposite leg than the one you had forward just a moment ago. I'm going to keep those toes pointed down towards the floor. I'm going to look between my hands, and I'm going to step that foot up. Okay, so now I'm in this runner's lunge. I'm going to lower that back knee. Again, some of you just tried that and your foot came somewhere around here, and then you felt stuck. I have been there. I've been there so many times. Okay, so again, same thing as we did from our hands and knees. I don't care if you go from here to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, or take your hand and move it up there, as long as that foot gets all the way up to where the knee is over the ankle. Remember, we want to keep it in a position of strength and stability and keeping the vulnerability out of our joints. Okay, so now that I'm in this lunge, this is our second variation, I've got my back knee lifted this time. I'm still in a low runner's lunge, okay? I've got the stability of my fingertips helping me here. I'm pressing out with that back heel. I'm really stretching that back leg. I can actually feel this all the way up here in my hip flexors, which are also very tight and very sore after running completely inconsistently. So pressing back with that back heel. See you later, Jasper. Keeping the front knee stacked over the ankle. Again, I'm just gonna check and see if I feel steady here. Do I feel balanced? Am I ready to go? Is my core pulled in? So let me show you, see if you can, I'll see if I can show you this. You might be able to see it, you might not. So I can be in this pose, right? I'm still in a runner's lunge. Can you guys see the difference between me being here and me being here, okay? So I tell my students all the time, you can cheat at yoga, but the only person you're cheating is you, okay? So I can get in the shape, I can look like I'm doing it, but my back leg's not doing a lot of work, my knee is sagging, my heel is not pushing back, my core is not engaged. I've got my whole torso pretty much resting on this front thigh, and I'm doing work, a lot more work probably because I'm trying to talk while I'm doing it, but this isn't comfortable. I don't feel any sort of space or freedom here, and it's not doing me any favors as far as building strength or protecting my joints. So what I want to do is engage all of those muscles. So I'm pushing down with the entire sole of my front foot. I'm engaging this front quad. I'm pushing back with my back heel. I'm pulling my belly in and up, and I'm rolling my shoulders down and back, and then I'm just going to gaze gently forward and breathe. Now, if you haven't come out of this lunge 100 times in the last 3 minutes that we've been talking about it, you, my friend, are a rock star, because my legs feel like they're about to collapse right now. So, transition number 2 that you will see frequently in a yoga class, or I think it's actually 3. I'm going to take my back foot and I'm going to step it all the way forward. So I'm now in a forward fold. Go ahead and shake it out just a little bit. I know you already know this, but I'm going to remind you anyways. I don't care if you took 1 step or 100 steps to get here, but get your feet about hip distance apart, pull your belly in and up, engage your legs, and then just let your whole upper body hang heavy here. And breathe. If you feel like you have built heat or tension in your body, which can happen, especially when you're learning something new, you forget to breathe, which ironically is exactly what your brain needs in order to think and learn new things, oxygen. So breathe. But if you have started building heat or tension in your body, you can take a deep breath in and then open your mouth and sigh it out. And just one more time. Good. And then slowly roll yourself all the way up, bend those knees just slightly. Roll your shoulders down and back. Okay. So we're gonna do a couple more lunges. We're gonna move in and out from a couple of different positions. Just have fun with it, play with it. Do it a couple of times. See what you can do today, okay? So I'm more comfortable with my feet together just because I've been practicing this way for a long time. If you feel more stable with your feet hip distance apart, go for it. But start in Tadasana, arms down by your side, shoulders rolled down and back. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms meet. Exhale, swan dive forward, nice flat back as you fold, pulling that belly in and up. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your fingertips in line with your toes. Another new transition. I'm gonna take my left foot and step it as far back as I can. I'm gonna make sure that this right knee is stacked on top of the ankle. I'm gonna push back with that back heel and I'm gonna pull up through my core, through that pelvic floor. Roll my shoulders down and back. You can stay right here with your fingertips on the floor, helping to keep you balanced. Or you can bring your palms to heart center and sink back down. Pull that belly in and up. Roll the shoulders back. Check in with that knee. Sometimes a little far behind the ankle. You want to get it right over the ankle. Inhale, maybe reach your arms up towards the sky. Just see what your balance is doing today. Keep that core engaged. Keep those legs active. Feel like you're squeezing your legs towards one another. Okay, really firing up this center line of your body. And then exhale, reach your fingertips down, line up with those front toes. Step the right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Or maybe lower your knees, toes together. Take 3 breaths in child's pose. Whichever floats your boat. On your next inhale, wherever you are, make your way back to downward facing dog. Lift that left leg behind you, toes pointing straight down towards the floor. Look forward, step the left foot up. Make sure it gets all the way in line with your fingertips. Press that back heel back. Pull the belly in and up. Roll the shoulders down and back. Check in with the knee. Is it right over the ankle? And then maybe inhale, palms to heart center. Maybe inhale, fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe you can sink just a little bit lower. Just maybe. Breathe. Try not to talk as much as I do while you practice. It's a challenge for sure. Good. And then your choice. So you can bring your fingertips down and then inch that back foot up. If you're feeling frisky today and you're looking for a challenge, you can start to bring your palms to heart center, push off the front foot, and step forward to Tadasana. Okay, give it a try. Doesn't work the first time, who cares? Try it again. Back to Tadasana. Inhale your palms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your fingertips. Step your right foot back. Back in this runner's lunge. We're gonna do one more challenge and then we'll rest. These beginner classes are not easy. They are challenging, but I do want to keep them short for you guys. So, pushing back with that back heel. Stay right here. You can lower your knee for stability if that's your jam right now. You can rise up. Okay? So whether that back knee is down or up, I'll go with down for this one. Go ahead and bring your palms to heart center. Pull your belly in and up. And then start to twist towards your left. And maybe hook that right elbow over the left thigh. Keep those palms as close to heart center as you can. Keep that front knee right over the ankle. And then do your best to breathe deeply. Definitely more challenging in this twisted posture. On an inhale, come back to center. Lower your fingertips, tuck those back toes, lift the back knee, and step all the way back. Downward facing dog. Take your 3 breaths here, or take your 3 breaths in child's pose. Remember, if you've built tension on your exhale, open your mouth and just sigh it all out. One more deep breath. If you're in child's pose, go ahead and make your way back up to downward facing dog. This time, inhale that right leg up behind you, toes point straight down towards the ground. Look forward, take a couple of baby steps or take one big step. Get those toes up where your fingertips are. Stack that knee over the ankle. Stay right here. Maybe put the knee down if you want some stability. If you want a little more challenge, go ahead and bring those palms to heart center. Keep that back knee lifted. Make sure your front knee is in that optimal position. And then take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine, squeeze those legs towards one another, and on your exhale, twist towards the right. Hook that left elbow over your right thigh. For me, I gotta move my quarantine belly out of the way to get there. Oh, it's amazing how easy it is to pack it on when you're not working 16 hours a day. All right, so breathing deeply, engaging that core. So you guys saw how I started to kind of wobble and fall out. My core was not engaged at all. So pull that belly in and up. Use that elbow to maybe get you a little more leverage here. It's okay if you wobble. And then exhale, come back to center. Fingertips to either side of those front toes. Step back to downward dog. Lower your knees. Toes together, knees wide. Sit your hips back towards your heels for child's pose. One last time, take those big deep inhales. Sigh it out through your mouth. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk yourself all the way up. Come back to sit on your knees. Draw your spine up nice and tall. Give your shoulders a little roll. Maybe just sort of shake your hips side to side. Good. And then inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, twist towards your right. So this time the right fingertips are going to come behind you, left hand to the outside of that left thigh. Glance out over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale the opposite way. Roll those shoulders back, draw the spine up tall. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and interlace your fingers the way that feels awkward. So it's opposite from where we started today. Press those palms up towards the sky, even as you draw your shoulders down, and press those ribs back slightly. And then just tip to one side. Doesn't matter which side you start with. Make sure that that top shoulder doesn't start to sort of fold forward. Keep that open and make sure your movement is just right in line with your hips. Inhale back to center. Exhale the opposite way. Drawing that top shoulder back slightly, engaging the core, pulling those lower ribs down and back slightly. Inhale up to center. Exhale, bring your hands around behind you, interlace them still that awkward way. Draw your shoulders down and back. Take a deep breath in, look up towards the sky, and then as you exhale, fold forward. Maybe let your hands lift slightly away from your low back. If that feels like too much, you can let them rest there and just sort of fold. Take it as a little more restorative variation. On your next inhale, go ahead and come all the way up to seated. Find your comfortable seat, whether it's on your knees, cross-legged, legs straight out, whatever moves you. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bow your head towards your heart. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today. Thank yourself for moving through a practice. Maybe even trying something new or challenging today. Thank all the other yogis who have come before us and who will come after us for sharing in this practice. And thank mind, body, and spirit for everything they do for us each and every single day. Namaste.